Make way for the king. Tonight, let us make way for the King Samurai, SRPE37K. And we'll be popping tags tonight, because this is a brand new watch. I've only taken the hang tag off for ease of videoing the watch, but it is brand new, and we'll be peeling sleeves and caseback stickers all night long. This is the 200-meter ISO rated dive watch Seiko King Samurai with a British pound retail price of 530 GBP. My good friend Mr. June, who has supplied this watch for review, paid £399, English pounds, 25% off for this watch, brand new, and you can find these from £400 to £420. Don't pay more than that. This is the white variant with a woofer dial, and you can get a SRPE 35, which is black and comes on a bracelet. This one comes on a silicone rubber strap. And this is the Generation 3 Samurai. So I'm going to start the video with a bit of Samurai model history, and we'll move into case, bracelet, etc. and finish up with some comparisons, lume shots and wrist shows, comparing him with a few other watches in the collection. So the Generation 1, under the reference SBDA, was released, which is my favourite, by the way, and quick shout out to a couple of guys who've commented on my Samurai promo video that own these original Samurais, Johnson P. Seiko and Second Chancer. What's up, guys? I hope you're both watching, and I hope you enjoy it. The first generation debuted in 2004, and it was a titanium watch, and smaller than this one at 42mm diameter. Came with hardlex crystal and the non-hacking or hand-winding 7S25 movement, and it also had a much more attractive handset. It had these beautiful sword-shaped hands which inspired the Samurai name. Long gone now, but the name has carried on through the generations. These monster-style handsets taken from the Seiko Monster are far less attractive to me, but that's what we have. Following these original JDM only models, these titanium ones were only Japanese domestic models. Seiko released, under the reference SNM, some stainless steel versions for the international market. I think there were 6 dial options, and then after that there were 2 limited editions in 2007 and 2009 to commemorate the JARE expeditions, the Japanese Antarctic Research Expeditions, extremely rare. 2 dials were released with production runs of 100 and 250 pieces. And after that, there were no new Samurai for many years, I think until 2017, when Seiko introduced the second generation Samurai under the reference SRPB of watches, and all of them came with the dreaded X, and the case diameter increasing to a 44mm case, so now it's quite a hefty piece on the wrist. And there were all kinds of dials available, all kinds. I mean, we're talking about 14 dials, I think. You had Zimbies, Save the Oceans, Paddies, Blue Lagoons. You had Hulks, and you had that awesome Dawn Grey one. There was loads. And the movement was upgraded to a 4R35. And then finally in 2020, the King Samurai, which is this, came along, bobbing in the wake of the hugely successful King Turtle. Let me have a quick sip of the bud. And these are the current models, and they feature the ceramic bezel insert upgrade and a sapphire crystal with this awful Cyclops, which is an unwelcome addition. And some people claim these cases on these King Samurais are slightly better finished than the previous versions. I'm not sure if they are. I had a previous Gen SRPB51 on the channel, and I don't remember it having a worse finished case, but I could be mistaken. Onto the dial, which is the show stealer here. Look at him. Just look! Fantastic. Loose weave, large grid waffle dial. The second gen also had a waffle dial effect pattern, but it was a much tighter and smaller waffling. And I'm waffling on a bit now, aren't I? But I'll try and hurry up and keep this under 10 minutes. It's features exceptional legibility, to my mind. Looks extremely interesting with its rectangular baton indexes and inverted trapezoids at 6, 9 and 12, with the latter being a double index for legibility in the night time, in darkness. Sliver at 3, as usual now. The indices appear applied, but I don't think they probably are. They're probably stamped from the back, but they look applied and they look great. Black on white date wheel is featured, and magnified unnecessarily, to my opinion, by this uncalled for superfluous Cyclops glass aperture, and not great. Dark framing is featured on the generously Lume filled indexes and handset, which is needed to give contrast against the whiteness of this dial. Great dial. The broad arrow monster hour hand here is featured, and you will get the rocket hand when the minute hand crosses the hour hand, as you do with the monster. A slimmer arrow shaped minutes hand and a long gold, pop of gold there for a bit of extra colour, a gold tipped seconds hand sweeping the dial at 21.6 VPH, 3 Hz, with a tiny triangle of Lume. Little tiny Lume triangle, look at that, at just over the halfway mark. Alignment on this one, well, it's not perfect, but it's pretty fucking close to me, bros. You can't really complain. I mean, you'd really have to struggle to slightly off to the right, but not noticeable unless you really get up close. The strap is decent. It's flexible and very, very comfortable, perfectly serviceable. Nice tang and buckle. Look at it. I'm going to take the plastic off. Look at this. Brand new twerp. Let's get him off here. Come on, you bastard. Look at that. Brand new watch, guys. Oh, yes. Stainless steel tang and buckle. And this is identical here and here to the one on the Marine Master 300. And the bracelet may well be identical as well. Perfectly serviceable. This one won't be on here for long because Mr. June, what's up Mr. June, will be upgrading this with the strap code Hexad very soon. And if ever a watch was made for the Hexad, then this is it. Samurai on Hexad is a match made in heaven, in many people's opinion. Just Google it. Now this freak comes in at a whopping 44mm diameter, a lug to lug of about 49, just under 50, and thickness of around 13mm if you don't count that Cyclops. 22mm lug spacing is featured here, and as it's a Seiko, you know, it's all about the case and the dial. Very interesting case, totally different from anything else in the lineup. Sharp angles all around the case, all over the place, and a mixture of polished and brushed surfaces here. Sharply angled downturned lugs, helping to keep the profile of the watch quite compact. and it's all stainless steel with a flat top profile here where the case meets the bezel. Multi-angled lugs are all brushed, also drilled, which is great, and these large pyramid-shaped crown guards protect the large, lovely knurled crown, massive crown, unsigned here, very nice. It's a big crown, yeah, and it screws pretty well, winds nicely. 4R35, hacking hand winding, date complication, and it's at the 3 o'clock. And then on the opposing side, we have this rather strange cutaway segment, and I'm still not sure if I like it or not. Would it have just been better just to have it continued with the brushing here? But I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. It's definitely strange. Now, moving on. There's a lot of wrist presence here. Let's have a wrist shot. We have him tonight, the OSD. And I'll put him side by side later in the comparison. Got 4 watches to compare this to. Let's try him on. I have not tried this watch on yet, as I've just removed the sticker from the buckle there. So this is a first for me. Very comfortable strap. And look at that. Looks great. It's big, but it doesn't wear too big. And really nice on wrist. Very nice. Sorry if I wear my watches too far up my wrist. Some people like them up here, but I have this strange sort of wrist bone that makes my watches sit down here. Otherwise they're halfway up my arm. And being left-handed, I'll wear them on the right. So, the bezel. The bezel is a lovely 120 click unidirectional bezel, and it is a pure pleasure on the wrist. A pure pleasure to turn. It is not pure bash. And there's no doubt about it, it is a nice bezel. Tight action. There's a little bit, it's tighter than a lot of Seikos I've felt recently, but there's a little bit of Seiko slop there, but it is very nice and turns well, and it actually lines up perfectly. Well done, Seiko. Very nice. And a beautiful ceramic insert. Scratches not even once, bro. It will last a lifetime. Overall, very pleasing indeed. And you even get a Lume pip here at 12 sunken in to the bezel. And I think it's even shrouded by a little bit of crystal to protect him, which is great. I like that. And a knurled finish again, same like the crown, nice knurled continuation there on the bezel. For a secure grip when your ugly meat hooks are all sweaty. Excuse me, I'm trying not to cough, but it does tickle a bit. And when we flip him over, we will reveal an all polished case back, which I have not removed the sticker off yet. So this is for all you watch pervs. Here we go. Oh, there it goes. Concentric brushing here, all polished throughout apart from that, and the tsunami wave featured as usual. And this one is a 2-1, it's a 2022 January model, stainless steel sapphire crystal, and we have 4R35 here, diver's watch. Great, screw down, and all done very nicely. Lovely beveled transition here from the flanks of the case into the case back. Little bevel there. And that's pretty much it. I'll give a conclusion here before we move on to some comparisons and some Lume shots. So in conclusion, Gethin's final judgment on this samurai is that it is for the beach. Freaky as fuck. And in the face, he is a fucked up Japanese war helmet. And I would wear him proudly on my spaghettified radio carpus without fear of retribution. And if you've made it this far, then you're not a quitter, so there's no need for me to say, never give up. Now, what can we compare him to? Well, first of all, let's have a Lume shot. Charge him up, as we always do, and enjoy Gethin's Lume show. There he glows, Lume bright, and he lasts all night. Very bright Lume, generously applied. I hope you like that. Next up, some comparison shots. So I've shown you the OSD side by side with the Orient Saturation Diver. Of course, this is the biggest watch in my collection, and it is huge, but it, compares favourably here. If you like a big watch, then this is a great option for you. It is big, but not too big. 7-inch wrists, more than happy to accommodate him. Next one is another big piece. This is the Doxa Sub 1500T. Again, bit bigger, but not ridiculously so. Lovely. Great comparison there. And third, this is a perfect comparison in my opinion. This is the Turtle, SRP Turtle, and they are almost identical in size and thickness as well. Pretty much, maybe the Turtle's a little slimmer there, but yes, you can wear this, you can wear this. And finally, Marine Master, interesting, out-angled by the samurai, but not on thickness, as we can see there. So that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you've all enjoyed that. I've enjoyed filming it, and I don't know what's next, but I'll come up with something, and I hope you'll be there when I do. As usual, stay freaky and never give up.